My sister stole my husband for money. Not love. Money. My name is Sarah Anderson, and this is the story of how my own sister, driven by jealousy and greed, systematically dismantled my marriage, manipulated the man I loved, and nearly destroyed everything I held dear. And the worst part? I didn't see it coming until it was almost too late. I remember the exact moment I should have known something was wrong. It was a Tuesday evening in late September, and the autumn air had that crisp quality that always made me feel hopeful. Daniel and I had been married for 12 years, and we were finally in a good place. He'd just gotten a promotion at the architectural firm where he worked, and I'd been made partner at my marketing agency. We weren't rich, but we were comfortable. More than comfortable, actually. We just finished paying off our mortgage early, and we had a healthy savings account for the first time in our marriage. I was in the kitchen that evening, chopping vegetables for dinner, when Daniel came home earlier than usual. He had this strange expression on his face, somewhere between confusion and concern. "Honey, your sister called me today," he said, loosening his tie as he set his briefcase down. I looked up, knife still in hand. "Jessica? Why would she call you?" He shrugged, but I could see something was bothering him. "She said she tried calling you but couldn't reach you. Something about needing advice on a legal matter related to her divorce." My sister Jessica had been going through a messy divorce for the past 8 months. Her husband, Marcus, had left her for a younger woman, and Jessica had been devastated. Or so I thought. "That's strange," I said, wiping my hands on a towel. "My phone's been on all day. She didn't try to call me." Daniel poured himself a glass of water, and I noticed his hand trembled slightly. Just a tiny movement, but I noticed. After 12 years of marriage, you notice these things. "What did she want to know?" I asked, returning to the vegetables, trying to keep my voice casual. "She was asking about asset protection. How to hide money during a divorce. She seemed pretty desperate, Sarah. She was crying." I felt a pang of guilt. Jessica was my younger sister by 3 years, and we'd always been close growing up. But in recent years, especially since my career had taken off and hers had stagnated, there'd been this tension between us. Nothing major, just little comments here and there. About my house, my car, my husband, my life. "I should call her," I said, reaching for my phone. "She asked me not to tell you she called," Daniel added quietly. "She said she was embarrassed. That she didn't want you to know how bad things had gotten financially." That should have been my first warning sign. But instead of questioning why my sister would confide in my husband instead of me, I felt sorry for her. I felt guilty that my life was going so well while hers was falling apart. "I'll pretend I don't know," I said. "I'll just call her casually tomorrow." Daniel nodded, but he still had that odd expression on his face. "Sarah, I think we should be careful." She was asking very specific questions about our finances too. How much we had saved. What our house was worth. Whether we had any investment properties. Now I felt defensive. "Daniel, she's my sister. She's going through hell right now. Can you blame her for being curious? She probably just needs to know that things can get better. That there's hope after divorce." He held up his hands in surrender. "You're right. I'm probably reading too much into it. I just thought it was odd, that's all." We ate dinner that night, and the conversation moved on to other things. Daniel's new project at work, a difficult client I was dealing with, plans for the upcoming holidays. Normal, everyday married life. But something had shifted, even if I didn't fully recognize it yet. That night, as I lay in bed next to Daniel, listening to his steady breathing, I couldn't shake a strange feeling in my chest. It wasn't quite worry, not yet. It was more like a shadow passing over the sun. A momentary darkness that made me shiver despite the warmth of our bedroom. I should have trusted that feeling. I should have asked more questions. But I didn't. And that decision would cost me more than I could have ever imagined. The next morning, I called Jessica before heading to work. She answered on the third ring, her voice thick with sleep or tears. I couldn't tell which. "Sarah, what's wrong?" she asked immediately. "Nothing's wrong. Can't I just call my sister to check in?" There was a pause, and I heard her moving around. "Of course. Sorry. I've just been so on edge lately. Marcus's lawyer sent over more papers yesterday. They're trying to say I'm not entitled to half of everything because I wasn't working for the last 5 years. That's ridiculous," I said, my protective instincts kicking in. "You gave up your career to support his. You raised the kids while he built his business." "I know," she said, and now I could definitely hear tears. "But apparently that doesn't matter. Sarah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might lose the house. I might lose everything." My heart ached for her. "Jess, you know Daniel and I are here for you. If you need help." "No," she said quickly. Too quickly. "No, I can't take money from you. You and Daniel have worked so hard for what you have. I just need some advice. Maybe Daniel could look over some documents. He's good with that kind of thing, right? With numbers and assets." Daniel was an architect, not a financial advisor, but he was meticulous and analytical. "I'm sure he'd be happy to help," I said. "Why don't you come over for dinner this weekend? We can all sit down together." Another pause. "Actually, would it be weird if I just met with Daniel? I'm so embarrassed, Sarah. I don't want you to see how bad I've let things get. The paperwork is a mess, and I've been making stupid decisions. I need someone objective to look at everything." Something in my gut twisted, but I pushed it down. This was my sister. My baby sister who I'd protected from bullies in middle school, who I'd taught to drive, who I'd held when our father died 6 years ago. "Of course it's not weird," I said, even though it felt a little weird. "Whatever makes you comfortable." "Thank you," she breathed, and I could hear the relief in her voice. "Thank you so much, Sarah. You don't know how much this means to me. Can I come by tomorrow evening? Around 7? I know Daniel gets home around 6:30. "Tomorrow's fine. I'll let him know." "Actually," she said quickly, "I'll text him directly. I don't want to burden you with this. You're so busy with work, and I know you have that big presentation coming up." I hadn't mentioned any presentation. "How did you know about that?" I asked. "Oh, Mom mentioned it," she said smoothly. "You know how she is, always bragging about you to everyone." Our mother had passed away 3 years ago. For a split second, the world seemed to tilt. Had Jessica just lied to me? Or was she confused, grief-stricken, not thinking clearly? "Jess, Mom's been gone for 3 years, I said gently. "Oh my God," she gasped. "Did I say Mom? I meant, I saw it on your Facebook. You posted about it last week." "Sarah, I'm losing my mind. I haven't been sleeping. I'm mixing everything up." "It's okay," I said, but my hand had tightened around my phone. These things happen when you're under stress. We talked for a few more minutes, and by the time I hung up, I'd almost convinced myself that I'd imagined the strangeness of the conversation. Jessica was going through a divorce. She was stressed and exhausted. Of course she'd be a little scattered. But I hadn't posted anything about a presentation on Facebook. In fact, I rarely posted anything personal on social media. So how did Jessica know? I didn't mention Jessica's slip-up to Daniel that evening. I'm not even sure why. Maybe I didn't want to seem paranoid. Maybe I was trying to protect my sister, giving her the benefit of the doubt. Or maybe, deep down, some part of me already knew something was wrong and I was afraid to shine a light on it. Daniel agreed to meet with Jessica, though he seemed less enthusiastic than I'd expected. "Are you sure this is a good idea?" he asked as we got ready for bed. "I'm not a lawyer or a financial advisor. Wouldn't she be better off getting professional help?" "She can't afford a good lawyer," I said, braiding my hair. "And she trusts us." "She trusts you. Does she?" Daniel said quietly. I turned to look at him. What do you mean? He shook his head. Nothing. Forget it. I'll help however I can. The next evening, I stayed late at work to finish up a campaign proposal. Jessica was supposed to meet Daniel at 7, and I told them I'd be home by 9. Give them time to go through everything without me hovering. But at 8:15, something made me close my laptop. That same shadow over the sun feeling I'd had a few nights before. I texted Daniel that I was heading home early. He didn't respond. When I pulled into our driveway at 8:45, Jessica's car was still there. All the lights were on in the house, warm and welcoming. For a moment, I sat in my car, watching the illuminated windows, and felt foolish. What was I worried about? My sister and my husband were inside, going over divorce papers. Nothing sinister. Nothing wrong. I grabbed my bag and headed inside. The first thing I noticed was the wine bottle on the coffee table. Nearly empty. 2 glasses, both with lipstick marks on them. My lipstick was a deep berry shade. The marks on both glasses were a bright coral pink. Jessica's signature color. They were in the living room, sitting close together on the couch, papers spread out between them. Too close, maybe. Or maybe I was imagining it. Jessica looked up when I walked in, and something flashed across her face. Surprise. Guilt. Annoyance. It was gone before I could identify it. Sarah, she said, standing up quickly. You're home early. Finished sooner than I thought, I said, trying to keep my voice light. I looked at Daniel. How's it going? He stood too, and I could tell he'd had more than 1 glass of wine. His face was flushed, his movements slightly loose. It's complicated. Jessica's ex is really trying to screw her over. Daniel's been amazing, Jessica said, and she reached out to touch his arm. A casual gesture. Friendly. But her hand lingered just a second too long. He's found like 3 different things Marcus's lawyer is trying to pull. I can't believe I didn't see them. That's great, I said, and I meant it. So why did my stomach feel like it was full of rocks? Jessica gathered her papers, making a show of organizing them back into her folder. I should go. It's getting late, and I'm sure you two want to relax. You don't have to rush off, I said, even though I wanted her to leave. Even though I wanted to ask Daniel why they'd both been drinking from the same lipstick-stained glass. No, I've taken up enough of your evening. She hugged me, and I could smell wine on her breath. And something else. Daniel's cologne. After she left, I stood in the hallway for a moment, listening to her car pull away. Daniel had already gone to the kitchen, rinsing out the wine glasses. So it went well? I asked, leaning against the doorframe. Yeah. She's in a tough spot, but I think she has options. He dried the glasses carefully, not meeting my eyes. Why were you both drinking from the same glass? The question came out before I could stop it. He looked up, confused. What? Both glasses had the same lipstick. Jessica's lipstick. He laughed, but it sounded forced. Sarah, we weren't sharing a glass. I don't even wear lipstick. I know that. I'm saying both glasses had her lipstick on them. Which means you were drinking from her glass. Or she was drinking from mine, he said, his tone getting defensive. I don't know, Sarah. We were looking at papers and drinking wine. I wasn't exactly keeping track of which glass was which. What are you trying to say? Nothing, I said, but my voice cracked. I'm not trying to say anything. He came over to me, putting his hands on my shoulders. Hey, look at me. When I did, his eyes were clear and earnest. Your sister came over for help. I helped her. That's it. There's nothing weird going on. I wanted to believe him. God, I wanted to believe him so badly. Okay, I said. I'm sorry. I'm being paranoid. You're being protective of me, he said, kissing my forehead. Which is sweet, but unnecessary. Jessica's your sister. She's family. And she's going through hell. The last thing she needs is us being suspicious of her. He was right. Of course he was right. But that night, as I lay awake next to my sleeping husband, I couldn't stop thinking about that coral pink lipstick stain on both glasses. Over the next few weeks, Jessica became a regular presence in our lives again. She'd stop by after work, always with some excuse. She needed to drop off paperwork for Daniel to review. She wanted to borrow a book. She was in the neighborhood and thought she'd say hi. At first, I was glad. Jessica and I had drifted apart over the years, and I thought this crisis was bringing us back together. She'd sit at our kitchen table, drinking tea, telling me about the latest developments in her divorce. How Marcus was being vindictive. How his lawyer was being cruel. How she wasn't sure she'd survive this. And I'd comfort her, like the big sister I'd always been. I'd tell her she was strong. That she'd get through this. That she deserved better. But there were moments, small moments, that stuck in my mind like thorns. Like the time I came home and found her in our bedroom. She claimed she'd been looking for me, thought I might be taking a nap. But I'd seen her hand pulling away from Daniel's dresser drawer. Or the time I caught her scrolling through her phone with a small smile, and when I asked what was funny, she jumped and the smile vanished. Nothing, she'd said. Just a stupid meme. Or the time Daniel mentioned something about my work that I hadn't told him. When I asked how he knew, he'd said, "You told me, remember?" But I hadn't. Jessica had been the only one I'd mentioned it to. Small things. Individually, they meant nothing. Together, they started to form a pattern I didn't want to see. I also started noticing changes in Daniel. Subtle things. He was on his phone more, always angled away from me. He'd started going to the gym more often, sometimes coming home at 9 or 10 at night. When I asked about it, he'd say he'd stopped for a drink with colleagues. He'd never been much of a gym person before. And he'd always hated work drinks, preferring to come home to me. "You're working out a lot lately," I said one evening as he got ready to head out again. "Yeah, well, I'm not getting any younger," he said, checking himself in the mirror. Was he sucking in his stomach? Figured I should take care of myself. "You look great," I said. And he did. He'd lost weight, his face was leaner, his clothes fit better. "I just miss having you home in the evenings." "I'm home most evenings," he said, kissing me quickly. "I'll be back by 9, I promise." But he wasn't. He came home at 10:30, smelling of sweat and something sweet. Perfume. No, I was being paranoid again. The next day, Jessica called me at work. "Hey, can I ask you something weird?" "Sure. What cologne does Daniel wear?" My hand tightened around my phone. "Why?" "I'm trying to find something for Marcus. For old time's sake, you know? I thought he might like whatever Daniel uses. Daniel always smells really good." She'd noticed how my husband smelled. "I don't remember the name," I lied. "I'll check tonight and text you." "Oh, don't worry about it. It's not important." She changed the subject quickly, talking about something else, but I wasn't listening anymore. That evening, I did something I'd never done before. I checked Daniel's phone. He'd left it on the kitchen counter while he was in the shower, and I stood there staring at it for a full minute before I picked it up. My hands were shaking. This was a violation of trust, I knew that. But something was wrong. I could feel it in my bones, in my blood, in every instinct I had. His phone was locked, of course. But I knew his passcode. His mother's birthday. I typed it in. Wrong passcode. I tried again, thinking I'd made a mistake. Wrong passcode. One more attempt and the phone would lock me out. He'd changed his passcode. After 12 years of the same code, he'd changed it. I set the phone down carefully, my heart hammering. There could be a dozen innocent reasons for changing a passcode. Security reasons. He'd just gotten a new security update at work. Maybe they'd required him to change all his passwords. But he hadn't mentioned it. When he came out of the shower, towel wrapped around his waist, I was still standing in the kitchen, staring at his phone. "Everything okay?" he asked. "Your phone kept buzzing," I said. "I thought it might be important." He picked it up, swiped it open with a pattern I couldn't see, and frowned at the screen. "Just work emails. Nothing urgent." "You changed your passcode," I said. He looked up at me, and for just a second, I saw something in his eyes. Panic. Guilt. "Yeah, couple weeks ago. Work's new security policy. We all had to change everything." "Oh, that makes sense." He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "Were you trying to get into my phone, Sarah?" "I thought it might be an emergency." "It's never an emergency," he said, and there was an edge to his voice I'd never heard before. "You know I don't keep my phone locked because I'm hiding anything. It's just about security." "I know. I'm sorry." "Are you?" He was still holding his phone, and I noticed he'd moved it slightly away from me, as if protecting it. "Because it kind of feels like you don't trust me." "Of course I trust you. Then why are you acting so weird lately? Questioning where I go, what I'm doing, checking my phone." He shook his head. "Sarah, I love you, but this jealousy thing isn't attractive." Jealousy. He thought I was jealous. Maybe I was. But of what? Or of whom? It was Jessica who suggested the weekend getaway. She called me at work on a Thursday afternoon in late October, her voice bright and eager. "Sarah, I have the most amazing idea. Let's go to that spa resort upstate. The one we went to with Mom that one time. Remember? Just us sisters. Like old times." I did remember. It had been years ago, before Mom got sick. We'd spent a weekend getting massages and facials, swimming in the mineral pools, talking late into the night. It had been perfect. "That sounds wonderful," I said, and I meant it. Maybe this was what Jessica and I needed. Time away from everything, from the stress of her divorce and my work and whatever weird tension had been building between all of us. Great. I already checked, and they have availability for next weekend. Friday through Sunday. I know it's expensive, but I got a small settlement check from Marcus, and I want to do something special. My treat. "Jess, you don't have to pay. Let me." "No," she said firmly. "I want to. You've been so good to me through all of this. Let me do this for you. For us." How could I say no to that? When I told Daniel that evening, he seemed relieved. "That's great, honey. You've been so stressed lately. The break will be good for you. You don't mind being alone for the weekend?" "I'll survive," he said, smiling. "I'll probably just work on that model I've been putting off. And maybe catch up on some sleep." Friday afternoon, Jessica picked me up at my office. She was giddy, almost manic with excitement. Her car was packed with bags, more than seemed necessary for a weekend trip, but I didn't comment on it. The drive upstate took 3 hours, and we spent most of it reminiscing, talking about our childhood, about Mom and Dad, about the dreams we'd had when we were younger. It felt good. It felt like the sister I'd known was back. The resort was as beautiful as I remembered. Rustic luxury nestled in the mountains, with views of endless forest. Our room had 2 queen beds and a balcony overlooking a stream. It was perfect. That first night, we had dinner at the resort restaurant, drank wine, and laughed more than we had in years. I felt the tension I'd been carrying for weeks start to melt away. Maybe I'd been imagining things. Maybe everything was fine. We went back to our room around 10, both pleasantly buzzed and happy. Jessica immediately flopped onto her bed with her phone, scrolling and smiling. "Who are you texting?" I asked, changing into my pajamas. "Just Marcus's lawyer," she said. "Sending him some documents Daniel helped me find." I paused, halfway into my sleep shirt. "At 10 o'clock on a Friday night? He works weird hours," she said absently, still typing. "Plus, I want to keep the pressure on." I climbed into my bed, but something was nagging at me. The way she was smiling at her phone. The secretive tilt of her screen away from me. "Can I ask you something?" I said into the darkness after we'd turned off the lights. "Of course. Have you noticed Daniel acting strange lately?" There was a pause. Too long. Strange how? I don't know. Distant. Secretive. He changed his phone password and didn't tell me. "Sarah," Jessica said, and her voice was careful, measured. "Do you think Daniel is cheating on you?" The question hung in the air like smoke. Hearing it said out loud made it real, made it terrifying. "No," I said quickly. "No, I don't think that. Things feel off." "Maybe you're projecting," Jessica said softly. "You've been watching my marriage fall apart. Maybe it's making you paranoid about your own." "Maybe. Daniel loves you," she continued. "Anyone can see that. He's a good man, Sarah. One of the best. You're lucky to have him." Why did those words feel like a knife? "I know," I said. We said goodnight, but I didn't sleep. I lay there in the darkness, listening to Jessica's breathing even out, and I felt that shadow again. Darker now. Closer. Around midnight, Jessica's phone buzzed. Once. Twice. 3 times. She rolled over, grabbed it, and I heard her whisper, "Stop texting." Then she got up and went into the bathroom, closing the door. I heard the water run, probably to cover the sound of her voice, but the walls were thin. I could hear her anyway. "I told you not to text me." "Yes, she's here." "No, she doesn't know anything." I said I'm handling it. "Tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow." My blood turned to ice. When she came out, I pretended to be asleep. She climbed back into bed, and within minutes, she was snoring softly. But I lay awake until dawn, my mind racing, my heart breaking, piecing together a puzzle I desperately didn't want to solve. I confronted her the next morning at breakfast. We were sitting on the restaurant terrace, surrounded by other guests enjoying their continental breakfasts and mountain views. The morning sun was warm, the air was crisp and clean, and I was about to destroy whatever remained of my family. "Who were you talking to last night?" I asked, my voice steady despite the trembling in my hands. Jessica looked up from her omelette, surprised. "What?" "On the phone. Around midnight. You went into the bathroom to talk to someone." She laughed, but it sounded hollow. "Sarah, I wasn't on the phone last night." "Don't lie to me. I heard you. You said, 'She doesn't know anything.' Who were you talking about?" "Me." Her face went pale, then flushed red. "You were eavesdropping? You were having a secret conversation in our bathroom at midnight." "Who was it, Jessica?" She set down her fork carefully, and when she looked at me, her eyes were cold. Calculating. This was a sister I didn't recognize. "Fine," she said. "You want to know?" "It was Marcus. He's been texting me, trying to reconcile. I didn't want to tell you because I knew you'd judge me. Because you always judge me, Sarah." Bullshit. People at nearby tables turned to look at us. I didn't care. "It's not Marcus," I continued, my voice low and hard. "Marcus would never call you at midnight. And you said, 'I'm handling it.' Handling what? What are you handling, Jess? You're being paranoid." "Am I?" "Let me see your phone." "No." "Why not? If it was just Marcus, show me." "Because it's my phone." Her voice rose. "Because I'm an adult and I don't have to prove anything to you." God, Sarah, you've always been like this. Always suspicious, always thinking the worst of people. Maybe that's why your marriage is in trouble. The words hit like a slap. My marriage isn't in trouble. Isn't it? She leaned forward. You just told me last night that Daniel's been acting strange. That he changed his password. That things feel off. Maybe instead of interrogating me, you should be asking yourself what you did to push him away. I stood up, my chair scraping loudly against the stone terrace. I'm going back to the room. We're leaving. Sarah, wait. But I was already walking away, my vision blurred with tears. I heard her calling after me, but I didn't stop. Back in our room, I threw my clothes into my bag. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely zip it. Jessica burst in a few minutes later. Sarah, please. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that about your marriage. Yes, you did. I'm just stressed. The divorce, the money problems, everything. I'm taking it out on you and that's not fair. I turned to face her. Show me your phone. What? Show me your phone right now, or I'm leaving and you'll never see me again. Something flickered across her face. Fear. Panic. Then, to my surprise, she pulled out her phone and handed it to me. Fine. Look. You'll see there's nothing. I opened her messages. The conversation with Marcus was there, innocuous and sporadic. A few texts about their kids, about scheduling, about paperwork. Nothing suspicious. I scrolled through her other messages. Friends. Her lawyer. Our cousin in Seattle. All normal. Maybe I was crazy. Maybe I was projecting my fears onto her, just like she'd said. Then I noticed something. In her settings, she had 3 phones linked to her messaging app. Her phone, her iPad, and another iPhone. Whose phone is that? I asked, pointing to the 3rd device. My old phone. I keep it as a backup. Show me. I don't have it with me. It's at home. What's the number? I don't remember. Sarah, this is insane. I pulled out my own phone and called Daniel. He answered on the 2nd ring. Hey, honey. How's the spa? What's your new phone passcode? I asked. Silence. Sarah, what's going on? Just tell me the passcode, Daniel. Why do you need? Tell me the fucking passcode. I'd never sworn at him before. Never. In 12 years of marriage, I'd never raised my voice like that. It's 0729, he said quietly. July 29th. Jessica's birthday. The phone slipped from my hand. I don't remember much about packing up the rest of my things. I know Jessica was talking, her voice high and desperate, making excuses, telling me I was misunderstanding everything. I know she grabbed my arm at one point, and I shook her off so violently she stumbled backward. I know I walked out of that room and got into my car, and I know she followed me to the parking lot, crying, begging me to listen. But all I could hear was the roaring in my ears. All I could see was Daniel's passcode. Jessica's birthday. The drive home took 3 hours, but it felt like 3 minutes and 3 years at the same time. I drove on autopilot, my mind replaying every moment of the past 2 months like a horror film. Every strange conversation. Every unexplained absence. Every lie. How long had this been going on? When did it start? Was it before Jessica's divorce? Or had her divorce been a lie too, a convenient excuse to insinuate herself into our lives? I thought about the wine glasses with her lipstick, her hand pulling away from Daniel's dresser, the way she'd asked about his cologne, the late-night phone calls, the gym sessions. Oh God, the gym. Daniel had never been to a gym. He'd been with her. My husband had been sleeping with my sister. I had to pull over twice because I couldn't see through the tears. When I finally pulled into our driveway, it was 3 in the afternoon. Daniel's car was there. He was home. I sat in my car for 10 minutes, trying to compose myself, trying to figure out what to say, how to confront him, whether to confront him at all or just pack my bags and disappear. But I'd never been a coward, and I deserved the truth. I walked into our house, the house I'd loved, the home I'd built with this man, and I found him in the living room. He was on the couch with his laptop, probably working on a design. He looked up when I walked in, and his face went white. Sarah, you're home early. Change your passcode recently? I asked, my voice eerily calm. He closed his laptop slowly. Jessica told you. Not a denial. Not confusion. Just resignation. She didn't have to, I said. You used her birthday. He put his face in his hands. For a long moment, he didn't say anything, and I stood there in the doorway of our living room, watching my marriage die. How long? I finally asked. Sarah. How long, Daniel? 3 months, he whispered. 3 months. A quarter of a year. All those nights he'd said he was at the gym. All those times Jessica had dropped by. All those conversations I'd had with both of them, completely oblivious to the fact that they were betraying me in the worst possible way. Why? My voice cracked on the word. He looked up at me, and I saw tears on his face. Good. He should cry. He should feel a fraction of the pain that was ripping through my chest. I don't know, he said. It just happened. Nothing just happens, Daniel. You made a choice. 1,000 choices. Every text, every lie, every time you touched her. Those were choices. You're right. You're absolutely right. He stood up, took a step toward me. Sarah, I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. It meant nothing. Don't. I held up my hand. Don't you dare tell me it meant nothing. You risked everything for nothing? You destroyed our marriage for nothing. I love you, he said desperately. I love you so much, Sarah. This thing with Jessica, it's not love. It's just what? Just sex? Just fun? Just a nice distraction from your boring wife? No. God, no. You're not boring. You're amazing. You're everything I've ever wanted. Then why? I was screaming now, years of composure shattering like glass. Why would you do this to me? With her. My own sister. How could you both do this to me? She was just there, he said, and even as he said it, I could see he knew how pathetic it sounded. She was going through this divorce, she was vulnerable, and we started talking, and one thing led to another. One thing led to another, I repeated flatly. That's your excuse? That's what you're going with? I know it's not enough. I know there's no excuse. But Sarah, please, it's over. I ended it last week. I told her we couldn't do this anymore. I chose you. I choose you. You ended it last week, I said slowly. Last week. So you were still sleeping with my sister last week. While I was making you breakfast. While I was doing your laundry. While I was lying next to you every night. He had no answer for that. Get out, I said. Sarah. Get out of this house. Right now. Get out, or I swear to God, Daniel, I will do something we'll both regret. This is my house too. I don't care. Get out. He grabbed his keys and his phone, and as he walked past me, he tried to touch my arm. I jerked away so violently I slammed into the doorframe. Don't you ever touch me again, I hissed. He left. I heard his car start, heard him drive away, and then I was alone in the house we'd built together, surrounded by 12 years of memories that had all just turned to ash. I sank down onto the floor right there in the hallway and cried until I couldn't breathe. I don't know how long I stayed on that floor. It could have been minutes or hours. Eventually, I dragged myself up and walked like a zombie through the house, seeing everything differently now. The couch where they'd sat together, pretending to review legal documents. Had they kissed there? Had they done more? The kitchen where she'd sat drinking my tea, looking me in the eye, lying to my face while she was sleeping with my husband. Our bedroom. Oh God, our bedroom. Had he brought her here? Into our bed? I stripped the sheets off with shaking hands, threw them in the hallway, and stood there staring at the bare mattress. I needed to know everything. Every detail. Every lie. I couldn't move forward, couldn't decide what to do next, without knowing the full truth. Daniel's laptop was still in the living room. I opened it, and of course, it asked for a password. I tried several combinations. Our anniversary. My birthday. His mother's birthday. Nothing worked. Then, with a sick feeling in my stomach, I tried Jessica's birthday. It opened. I felt like I was watching myself from outside my body as I went through his files, his emails, his messages. I was violating his privacy, but he'd violated so much more than that. He'd violated our marriage, our vows, our life together. The emails were mundane. Work stuff, mostly. Nothing incriminating. But then I found a folder buried deep in his documents, labeled JA Project Files. Jessica Anderson. I opened it. It wasn't project files. It was photos. Dozens of them. Jessica in lingerie. Jessica in our guest bedroom. Jessica in poses that made my stomach turn. And worse, photos of them together. Daniel's face, happy and relaxed in a way I hadn't seen in months, next to my sister's. There were also documents. Financial documents. Bank statements for an account I didn't know existed. In Daniel's name, but with regular deposits going out. To Jessica. He'd been giving her money. Thousands of dollars. Over the past 3 months, he'd transferred nearly $40,000 to her. My mind was reeling. $40,000. That was most of our savings. The money we'd worked so hard to build up. The money we'd planned to use for our future. Maybe to start a family, maybe to renovate the house. He'd given it to her. But why? Jessica had said Marcus was being vindictive with money, that she might lose everything. Had this all been a con? Had she seduced my husband for money? I kept digging, my horror growing with each new discovery. Text messages Daniel had deleted from his phone but had synced to his laptop. Hundreds of them, going back 4 months, not 3 like he'd claimed. Messages that started innocent enough. Jessica asking advice. Daniel offering support. Then the messages getting more personal. More flirtatious. Then explicit. So explicit I had to close my eyes. But I forced myself to read them. All of them. I needed to see the truth, no matter how much it destroyed me. In one exchange from 6 weeks ago, Jessica had written, "Sarah suspects something. She asked me yesterday why I'd been coming around so much." Daniel had responded, "What did you tell her?" "That I need my sister right now. That my divorce is killing me. She bought it. She always buys it. She's too trusting. I feel terrible. Then end it. Go back to your boring life with your boring wife." You know I can't do that. Not yet. Not yet. What did that mean? Not yet until what? I kept scrolling, kept reading, feeling sicker with each message. Then I found it. The message that made everything click into place. From Jessica to Daniel, dated 2 months ago. Once she finds out about the affair, she'll divorce you. California is a no-fault state, but adultery still matters in asset division. She'll be humiliated, hurt, and she'll probably push for a quick settlement just to be done with you. That's when you offer her the house and nothing else. Let her have the stupid house. You take the liquid assets, the retirement accounts, everything else. Then, after the divorce is final, we can be together. And we'll have money to start our new life. Daniel's response, "I don't know if I can do that to her. She's been good to me." "She's been good to you?" "Daniel, wake up. She's controlling. She's cold. She doesn't appreciate you the way I do. You deserve better. We deserve better. And we've earned this money together. You've been miserable in that marriage for years. This is your chance at happiness." "You're right. Okay. We'll do it your way." I read that exchange 5 times, each time hoping I'd misunderstood. But there was no misunderstanding. This wasn't just an affair. This was a calculated plan. Jessica had targeted my husband, seduced him, and manipulated him into betraying me so they could steal our assets in the divorce. My sister. My baby sister who I'd loved, protected, supported my entire life. She'd orchestrated the destruction of my marriage for money. The room spun. I ran to the bathroom and vomited until there was nothing left. I called my Aunt Linda that night. She was my mother's sister, the matriarch of our family since Mom died. She was tough, no nonsense, and she'd always treated Jessica and me equally. If anyone would believe me, it would be her. "Sarah, it's almost midnight, honey. What's wrong?" I told her everything. The affair. The money. The plan. I sent her screenshots of the messages. And then I waited while she read them, hearing her breathing get heavier on the other end of the line. "That little bitch," Aunt Linda finally said. "That calculating little bitch." I started crying again. Just hearing someone believe me, validate what I was feeling, broke something open inside me. "What do I do?" I asked. "First, you call a lawyer. Tonight if possible. First thing tomorrow morning at the latest. You document everything. You print out those messages, those bank statements, everything. You build your case." I can't believe this is happening. "I know, baby. I know. But you listen to me. You're going to get through this. And Jessica? She's going to regret the day she decided to betray you." We talked for another hour. She told me about a lawyer she knew, a shark who specialized in high-conflict divorces. She offered to fly out from Arizona to be with me. She told me she loved me and that I was going to be okay. When we finally hung up, I felt like I could breathe again. Barely, but it was something. The next morning, my phone exploded with messages. From Daniel, begging me to talk to him. From Jessica, claiming I'd misunderstood everything, that the messages were taken out of context, that she'd never meant for any of this to happen. And then, messages from other family members. Cousins. My uncle. Friends we had in common. Jessica had gotten to them first. Her version of events was very different from reality. According to the messages I was receiving, I'd become paranoid and jealous. I'd accused Daniel of cheating with no evidence. I'd attacked Jessica verbally at the spa resort. I was having some kind of breakdown and needed help. Some people didn't respond to Jessica's narrative. They reached out to me privately, asking if I was okay, if the rumors were true. But others, people I'd considered friends, believed her immediately. "Sarah, I heard what happened. I think you should consider therapy. Jealousy can destroy a marriage." "Hey, Jessica told me about the spa trip. That sounds really scary. Are you seeing anyone for your anxiety?" "Daniel called me. He's really worried about you. Maybe you should talk to someone." I felt like I was going insane. She was rewriting reality in real time, and people were believing her. The worst was my cousin Amy. She and I had been close growing up, almost like sisters ourselves. She called me that afternoon. "Sarah, what the hell is going on? Jessica is beside herself. She said you accused her and Daniel of having an affair based on absolutely nothing." "It's not based on nothing. Amy, I have proof. Messages, photos, bank statements." "Jessica said you'd say that. She said you've been acting paranoid for weeks." "I'm not paranoid. They've been sleeping together for months. He gave her $40,000 of our money." "Sarah, listen to yourself. You sound crazy. Daniel loves you. Jessica is your sister. Why would they do that?" "I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Maybe you need to take a step back. Get some help. Jessica said she's willing to forgive you for the things you said, but you need to apologize and get treatment." "Treatment? Amy, I'm not sick. I'm not making this up." "Then show me the proof." I started to tell her I would, that I'd send her everything, but then I stopped. Something in Amy's tone made me hesitate. She and Jessica had always been close too. What if Jessica had gotten to her more thoroughly than I thought? What if I sent her the evidence and she showed it to Jessica, giving her time to destroy the originals or come up with explanations? "I need to go," I said. "Sarah, wait." I hung up. That night, I met with the lawyer Aunt Linda recommended. Her name was Margaret Chen, and she was exactly what I needed. Sharp, efficient, and completely unmoved by emotion. I showed her everything. She went through it all methodically, taking notes, asking questions. "This is good," she finally said. "This is very good. With this evidence, we can prove adultery and financial misconduct. You'll get a favorable settlement." "I don't care about the money," I said, and I realized I meant it. "I just want them to pay for what they did." "They will," Margaret said. "Trust me. They will." Daniel moved out that week into an apartment across town. Jessica, surprisingly, also left her house and moved in with our cousin Amy. She claimed she was afraid of me, that I'd become unstable and she didn't feel safe. The manipulation was masterful, I had to admit. She'd positioned herself as the victim so thoroughly that half our family genuinely believed I was the problem. But Aunt Linda was on my side, and so were a few key people. Daniel's own brother, Marcus, called me to apologize. "Sarah, I don't know what Daniel was thinking. He called me yesterday trying to explain, and nothing he said made any sense. I'm so sorry. You deserved better." "Thank you," I whispered. "If you need anything, and I mean anything, you call me." "Understood." It helped, knowing some people could see through the lies. But it didn't stop the pain. Nothing stopped the pain. I went to work every day and pretended everything was fine. I sat in meetings, responded to emails, presented campaigns to clients. And then I'd go home to my empty house and cry until I fell asleep on the couch because I couldn't bring myself to sleep in our bed. 2 weeks after I'd confronted Daniel, Jessica called me. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. "Sarah, please. Please just listen to me for 2 minutes." "You have 1 minute. This wasn't supposed to happen this way. I never meant to hurt you. But you did hurt me. You destroyed my life. I know, and I'm so sorry. But Sarah, you have to understand. I've been so unhappy for so long. Marcus left me with nothing. I was drowning in debt. I was going to lose my house, my car, everything. I was desperate. So you decided to steal my husband?" "It wasn't like that. We connected. We genuinely connected. And yes, the money was part of it, but it's not the only reason. I have feelings for him, Sarah. Real feelings." "You have feelings for him," I repeated, my voice dead. "You have feelings for my husband, so that makes it okay? You're in love, so betraying your sister is justified." No, I'm not saying that. I'm trying to explain. There is no explanation. There's no excuse. You're a liar and a thief, and you destroyed the 2 relationships that mattered most to me. My husband and my sister. You took them both. Sarah. And you know what the worst part is? I would have helped you. If you'd come to me and told me you needed money, I would have given it to you. No questions asked. Because that's what family does. But instead, you decided to take everything from me in the cruelest way possible. Silence on the other end of the line. "I want you to know something," I continued. "You didn't win. You think you won because you got the money, got the guy, got half the family on your side. But you didn't win. Because you have to live with what you did. You have to look at yourself in the mirror every day knowing you're the kind of person who would do this to her own sister. And one day, probably soon, Daniel is going to wake up and realize what kind of person you really are. And then you'll be alone, with nothing but dirty money and a guilty conscience." "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I'm so sorry." "No, you're not. You're sorry you got caught. There's a difference." I hung up and blocked her number. 3 weeks into the divorce proceedings, Margaret called me with news. "Sarah, you need to sit down for this." I was already sitting, staring at my computer screen at work, but my hands started shaking anyway. "What is it?" I've been digging into Jessica's financial situation, trying to understand her motivations, and I found something. Her divorce from Marcus? It was finalized 8 months ago. I know. That's when all of this started. No, Sarah. The divorce was finalized 8 months ago. The settlement was finalized 11 months ago. She got half of everything. The house, the retirement accounts, the savings. She walked away with over $300,000. The world stopped. What? She lied about Marcus leaving her with nothing. She lied about being desperate. She got a very generous settlement, and according to her bank records, she should still have most of that money. But she doesn't. Where did it go? Gambling debts. She has a serious problem, Sarah. Online gambling, casinos, sports betting. She's burned through almost everything. The $40,000 Daniel gave her? Gone within 3 weeks. All of it to online betting sites. I couldn't speak. Couldn't breathe. There's more, Margaret continued, her voice gentle. I pulled records on her contact with Daniel. The affair didn't start 3 or 4 months ago. They've been in contact for over a year. Text messages, phone calls, emails. Jessica started grooming him long before her divorce was even final. A year, I whispered. I'm sorry, Sarah. I know this is a lot to process. But it's actually good news for us. This shows premeditation. This shows a pattern of manipulation and fraud. We can use this. But I wasn't thinking about the divorce case. I was thinking about the past year. All the family dinners where Jessica had been unusually attentive to Daniel. The times she'd called him for advice. The way she'd complimented him, touched his arm, laughed at his jokes. She'd been planning this for a year. While I'd been working late, building my career, trusting my husband and my sister, she'd been systematically destroying my life. And the gambling. God, the gambling. That's what this was really about. Not love. Not even just greed. Addiction. She'd needed money to feed her addiction, and she'd been willing to destroy her own sister to get it. I felt sick. I felt betrayed all over again, but worse now because the betrayal had layers I hadn't even imagined. Sarah, are you still there? I need to call you back, I said, and hung up before she could respond. I walked out of my office, past my concerned assistant, down to my car. I drove without knowing where I was going, and somehow I ended up at the cemetery where our parents were buried. I sat on the grass between their headstones and cried. I'm so sorry, Mom, I whispered. I'm so sorry I couldn't keep our family together. I tried. I really tried. But had I? Had I really? Or had I been so focused on my career, my success, my perfect life that I'd missed all the signs? Had I been so busy climbing the ladder that I'd left my sister behind, creating the resentment that led to this? No. No, I couldn't think like that. This wasn't my fault. I hadn't made Jessica lie. I hadn't made her seduce my husband. I hadn't made her steal our money. She'd made those choices. She was responsible for her actions. But the guilt still gnawed at me. The what-ifs. The if-onlys. My phone rang. It was Aunt Linda. Margaret just called me, she said. Honey, where are you? The cemetery. Stay there. I'm coming to you. You're in Arizona. I'm at your house. I flew in this morning to surprise you. Stay where you are. She arrived 20 minutes later, and when I saw her, I broke down completely. She held me while I sobbed, there in the grass between my parents' graves, and she didn't say anything. She just held me and let me cry. When I finally had no tears left, she pulled back and looked at me with fierce eyes. That girl is sick, she said. She's not the Jessica we knew. Addiction changes people, makes them do terrible things. But that doesn't excuse what she did. And it doesn't mean you have to forgive her. I don't know if I can forgive her. I don't know if I want to. Then don't. Forgiveness is overrated anyway. What you need to do now is take care of yourself. And let the law take care of her. A month later, we had our first court date. It was just a preliminary hearing, but all the major players would be there. Daniel, Jessica, their lawyers, and me. I wore my best suit, put on makeup to cover the dark circles under my eyes, and walked into that courthouse with my head high. Margaret was beside me, calm and professional. Daniel was already there with his lawyer. He looked terrible. He'd lost weight, his eyes were hollow, and when he saw me, he flinched. Good. He should be afraid of me. Jessica arrived late, of course, making an entrance. She wore a demure dress, her hair pulled back, minimal makeup, playing the role of wounded victim. When our eyes met across the hallway, something passed between us. Hatred, sadness, a lifetime of memories turning to poison. The hearing itself was procedural. The judge set timelines for discovery, scheduled mediation, laid out ground rules. I barely listened. I was too focused on watching Daniel and Jessica carefully, not looking at each other. They weren't together anymore. I could see it in their body language, in the way they positioned themselves on opposite sides of the hallway. Whatever they'd had, whatever they'd thought they had, was gone. After the hearing, as we were leaving, Jessica tried to approach me. Margaret stepped between us immediately. "My client has nothing to say to you," she said coldly. "Sarah, please," Jessica said, her voice breaking. "I need to talk to you. Just 5 minutes." "No," I said. "Please. I need you to know. I'm in treatment. For the gambling. I'm getting help. I'm trying to fix this. Good for you. That changes nothing. I know I can't undo what I did. I know I destroyed everything. But you're my sister. We're blood. Doesn't that mean anything?" I looked at her, really looked at her, and I tried to find some remnant of the girl I'd grown up with. The girl who'd cried when I left for college. The girl who'd held my hand at Mom's funeral. The girl who'd been my best friend for so many years. She was gone. Or maybe she'd never really existed. Maybe I'd just been seeing what I wanted to see. "You're not my sister anymore," I said quietly. "You stopped being my sister the moment you decided to sleep with my husband. Blood doesn't mean anything when it's poisoned." Her face crumpled. "Don't say that. Please don't say that. It's done, Jessica. We're done. You made your choices, and now you live with them. Stay away from me. Stay away from Daniel. And stay the hell out of my life." I walked away, and I didn't look back. 2 months into the divorce proceedings, Daniel asked to meet with me. Not through lawyers, just the two of us. Against Margaret's advice, I agreed. I needed to hear what he had to say. I needed closure. We met at a coffee shop near his new apartment. Neutral ground. He was already there when I arrived, looking like he hadn't slept in days. "Thank you for coming," he said as I sat down. "Make it quick. I have a meeting in an hour." He nodded, wrapping his hands around his coffee cup. "I don't even know where to start. How about the truth? That would be novel." He winced but didn't argue. "You're right. You deserve the truth. All of it. I already know all of it. The affair. The money. The plan to screw me over in the divorce." "There's more," he said quietly. My stomach dropped. What could possibly be more? "The affair. It started because Jessica told me you were cheating on me." I stared at him. "What?" "About a year ago, she started messaging me. Just friendly stuff at first. Then she started dropping hints. That you'd been distant. That you'd been working late a lot. That she'd seen you having lunch with some guy from your office." "I wasn't cheating on you. I know that now. But she was convincing, Sarah. She'd send me screenshots of text messages that looked like they were from you to this other guy. Photos of you at restaurants with him. It all looked real. How is that even possible? She fabricated them. Used Photoshop or something. I don't know how she did it technically, but she did it. She made me believe you were having an affair, and I was devastated. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't confront you because I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to accuse you without proof. I felt like I'd been punched. So you decided to cheat on me instead? No, at first I just wanted to gather more evidence. But Jessica was there, being supportive, listening to me, telling me she understood. And she'd say things like, if Sarah doesn't appreciate you, someone else will. And you deserve to be happy. And slowly, over months, I started to believe her. You're blaming her for your decision to cheat. No, I'm explaining how it happened. I'm not excusing it. The decision was mine. I chose to believe her over you. I chose to sleep with her. I chose all of it. But you asked for the truth, and the truth is she manipulated both of us. I sat back, trying to process this. When did you figure out I wasn't actually cheating? About 3 weeks before you found out about us. I confronted her about the text messages, asked to see the originals. She couldn't produce them. Made excuses. That's when I started to realize what she'd done. That's when I ended it. But you didn't tell me. I know. I should have. I was going to, I swear. I was trying to figure out how to explain it, how to ask for your forgiveness. And then you found out anyway, and it was too late. We sat in silence for a minute. Around us, life continued. People ordered coffee, typed on laptops, had normal conversations about normal things. Meanwhile, my entire understanding of the past year was being rewritten. Did you love her? I finally asked. No. God, no. I thought I did, maybe, for a few weeks. But it wasn't love. It was... I don't know what it was. Stupidity. Weakness. Ego. She made me feel wanted in a way I hadn't felt in a while. You felt wanted because I was supposedly cheating on you? I know it doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. He reached across the table like he wanted to take my hand, then thought better of it. Sarah, I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. I know I destroyed the best thing in my life. But I need you to know that I loved you. I still love you. Everything with Jessica, it was fake. It was poison. What we had was real. Was real, I repeated. Past tense. It doesn't have to be. I laughed, bitter and harsh. You think we can come back from this? You think I could ever trust you again? I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not. But I had to try. I had to tell you the truth and hope that maybe, someday, you could forgive me. I stood up. I'll think about it. His face lit up with hope, and I immediately regretted my words. I didn't say I'd forgive you, I clarified. I said I'd think about it. That's all you get, Daniel. That's all you deserve. I left him there and walked back to my car. I sat behind the wheel for a long time, trying to figure out what I felt. Anger, still. Betrayal, still. But something else too. Something softer. Understanding, maybe. Not forgiveness, not yet, maybe not ever. But understanding. Jessica hadn't just destroyed my marriage. She'd systematically manipulated both of us, played us against each other, fabricated evidence, and exploited our trust. She'd been running a long con, and we'd both fallen for it. That didn't excuse what Daniel had done. He'd still made the choice to believe her over me, to sleep with her, to betray our vows. But it did make it more complicated. Everything was more complicated now. That night, Aunt Linda came over with Chinese takeout and wine. We sat on my living room floor, eating straight from the containers, and I told her everything Daniel had said. That manipulative little snake, Aunt Linda said, stabbing at her low mane. She should be in prison. Margaret says what she did isn't technically criminal. Immoral, yes. Grounds for a civil suit, maybe. But not criminal. There has to be something we can do. There is. We're doing it. The divorce, exposing the truth, making sure everyone knows what she really is. Aunt Linda took a long drink of wine. You know Amy's not speaking to me now. Because you believe me? Because I called Jessica a sociopath to her face. Amy was there when I said it. She told me I was being cruel, that Jessica is sick and needs support, not judgment. A gambling addiction doesn't make you seduce your sister's husband. That's what I said. Amy didn't want to hear it. She sighed. This whole thing has split the family right down the middle. Half of us see Jessica for what she is. The other half think she's just troubled and we should support her recovery. What do you think? I think she's troubled and manipulative. I think she needs help and needs to be held accountable. Both things can be true. I hadn't thought about it that way. I'd been so focused on my anger, my hurt, that I hadn't considered the complexity of Jessica's situation. She was sick. She had an addiction that had clearly destroyed her judgment. But she'd also made calculated choices to hurt me. Do you think I should forgive her? I asked. Aunt Linda looked at me for a long moment. I think you should do whatever helps you heal. If forgiveness does that, then forgive her. If cutting her out of your life does that, then cut her out. This isn't about what Jessica deserves. It's about what you need. I don't know what I need. Then take your time figuring it out. You don't have to decide today, or tomorrow, or next month. You get to take as long as you need. We finished our food in comfortable silence. Then Aunt Linda pulled out her phone. I need to show you something, she said. Jessica posted this on Facebook yesterday. She handed me the phone, and I saw a long post from Jessica. It was addressed to everyone who's been asking about my situation. In it, she admitted to the affair. She admitted to taking money from Daniel. She admitted to lying to the family. But then she went on to explain her gambling addiction, her desperation, her shame. She painted herself as someone who'd made terrible mistakes while in the grip of an illness. She apologized to me publicly, asked for forgiveness, and announced she was in treatment. The comments were divided. Some people praised her bravery for admitting her mistakes. Others called her out for trying to excuse her behavior with the addiction narrative. She's trying to control the story, I said, handing back the phone. Of course she is. That's what she does. She manipulates. Should I respond? Set the record straight. Do you want to air all your dirty laundry on Facebook? I thought about it. About everyone seeing the intimate details of my pain. About getting into a public battle with my sister for likes and comments. No, I decided. No, I'm not doing that. The people who matter know the truth. Everyone else can think whatever they want. Aunt Linda smiled. Good girl. Don't let her drag you into the mud. 3 months into the divorce, we had our mediation session. It was supposed to be a way to settle things without going to trial. Margaret was confident we'd get everything we wanted, especially with all the evidence of Daniel's misconduct and Jessica's manipulation. We met in a conference room at the mediator's office. Me, Daniel, our lawyers, and a neutral third-party mediator named Robert. Jessica wasn't there. She'd been subpoenaed to provide documents but wasn't part of the actual divorce proceedings. The mediator went through the assets point by point. The house, the savings accounts, the retirement funds, the cars. 12 years of building a life together, now being divided up like we were splitting a restaurant bill. Daniel's lawyer argued that since California was a no-fault divorce state, the affair shouldn't impact the asset division. Everything should be split 50-50. Margaret countered with evidence of financial misconduct. The $40,000 transferred to Jessica, done without my knowledge or consent. My client is entitled to compensation for these unauthorized transfers, Margaret said. Mr. Anderson used marital funds to support an extramarital affair. That's misappropriation of marital assets. Daniel's lawyer shifted uncomfortably. My client was under the impression that the money was going toward Mrs. Anderson's sister's legitimate financial hardship. Then why did he hide the transfers? Why didn't he discuss it with his wife first? Daniel spoke up then. I'd like to address that. His lawyer put a hand on his arm. Daniel, I don't think. No, I need to say this. He looked at me directly for the first time since we'd entered the room. Sarah, I hid the transfers because I knew you'd say no. I knew you'd ask questions, and I didn't want to answer them because I didn't want you to know about the affair. It was wrong. I misappropriated marital funds, and you deserve to be compensated. His lawyer looked like he wanted to cry. Admitting wrongdoing in a legal proceeding was probably not the strategy they'd discussed. But I saw something in Daniel's face that I hadn't seen in months. Genuine remorse. Genuine desire to make amends, even if it cost him. Mr. Anderson, the mediator said carefully, are you saying you agree to your wife's proposed settlement terms? Daniel nodded. Yes. Sarah should get the house, the majority of our savings, and her full retirement account. I'll take my retirement account and the car. That's fair. Daniel, his lawyer hissed. Can we have a moment? They stepped out of the room. Margaret leaned over to me. This is better than we hoped for, she whispered. If he agrees to this, you're getting about 70% of the marital assets. Why would he agree to that? Guilt? Genuine remorse? Maybe he's just tired of fighting. Don't question it. Take the win. When they came back, Daniel's lawyer looked resigned. My client agrees to the proposed settlement. The mediator drew up the paperwork, and within 2 hours, it was done. My marriage was officially over. 12 years, reduced to signatures on a document. As we were packing up to leave, Daniel caught my arm gently in the hallway. Sarah, wait. Can we talk? Just for a minute. Margaret looked at me questioningly. I nodded. It's okay. I'll meet you at the car. When we were alone, Daniel seemed to struggle with what to say. I just wanted you to know. I'm not fighting you on the settlement because I think it'll change anything between us. I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do. Because you deserve it. Because I'm sorry. Okay, I said simply. And I wanted you to know that Jessica and we're done. Completely. I filed a police report about the fabricated evidence she created. I don't know if anything will come of it, but at least it's documented. That's good. I know you probably hate me. I know you'll probably never forgive me. But I need you to know that what I did, it's the biggest regret of my life. You were the best thing that ever happened to me, and I threw it away for someone who was using me. I was a fool. I looked at him, really looked at him, and I tried to feel something. Anger, love, hatred, anything. But all I felt was tired. You were a fool, I agreed. And I was a fool for not seeing what was happening. We were both fools. But it's over now. Is there any chance? He started, hope flickering in his eyes. No, I said firmly. There's no chance. We're done, Daniel. The papers are signed. It's over. The hope died. I understand. I hope you find happiness, I said, and I was surprised to realize I meant it. I hope you learn from this. I hope you become a better person. But you're going to do all of that without me. I walked away, and this time, I felt lighter. Like I'd finally set down a weight I'd been carrying for months. The consequences for Jessica came slowly, then all at once. First, her gambling debts caught up with her. Creditors started calling, threatening legal action. She'd borrowed money from multiple sources, and now they all wanted it back. The money Daniel had given her was long gone, gambled away in online casinos and sports betting sites. Then, her employer found out about the gambling. Someone had sent an anonymous email to her company's HR department with evidence of her using company time and computers for online gambling. She was fired. Without a job, she couldn't afford her apartment. She had to move back in with cousin Amy, who grew increasingly frustrated with Jessica's inability to get her life together. The treatment program she'd entered only lasted 3 weeks before she dropped out. She claimed it wasn't helping, that the counselors didn't understand her. Aunt Linda kept me updated on all of this, though I'd asked her to stop. I didn't want to know about Jessica's life anymore. But she insisted I should know, said I deserved to see that actions had consequences. 6 months after my divorce was finalized, Amy called me. It was late at night, and she was crying. "Sarah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I didn't believe you. What happened? Jessica stole from me. She took jewelry, electronics, cash from my house and sold it all. For gambling money." I confronted her and she admitted everything. About you, about Daniel, about the plan. She said she never meant for it to go this far, that the addiction made her do things she never thought she'd do. I didn't know what to say. "You were right about her," Amy continued. "You were right, and I was horrible to you. I called you paranoid and unstable, and all along, she was lying to everyone. I'm so sorry." "It's okay," I said, though it wasn't. "Not really. It's not okay. I should have believed you. Your family. You've never lied to me. And I chose to believe her over you. She's very convincing. That's not an excuse. I failed you as a cousin, as a friend. I'm sorry." We talked for another hour. She told me she'd kicked Jessica out, that she'd filed a police report for the theft, that she'd told the rest of the family what had happened. The last holdouts, the ones who'd been defending Jessica, finally saw the truth. Jessica was alone now. No family support. No job. No money. No home. Part of me felt vindicated, but a larger part just felt sad. This was my sister. This was the girl I'd grown up with, the girl I'd loved. And she destroyed her entire life for an addiction she refused to conquer. A year after my divorce was finalized, I was in a different place. Literally and figuratively. I'd sold the house. Too many memories. Too much pain. I bought a smaller condo in a different neighborhood, decorated it completely differently, made it mine in a way that house had never truly been. Work was going well. I'd thrown myself into my career, taken on bigger clients, won awards. My colleagues probably thought I was just ambitious, but I knew the truth. Work was my escape, my way of not thinking about everything I'd lost. I'd started therapy too. At first, I'd resisted. I didn't want to be another cliché, another betrayed woman pouring her heart out to a stranger with a notepad. But Aunt Linda had insisted, and she'd been right. Therapy helped. It gave me tools to process the betrayal, the anger, the grief. Because I was grieving. Not just for my marriage, but for my sister. For the relationship we'd had, or the relationship I'd thought we had. The therapist helped me understand that both things could be true. Jessica had betrayed me horribly, and I could mourn the loss of what we'd been to each other. I hadn't spoken to Jessica in over a year. I'd blocked her number, her email, her social media. I didn't know where she was or what she was doing, and I didn't want to know. But Aunt Linda kept me vaguely informed. Jessica was living in a women's shelter. She'd finally gotten serious about treatment, attending Gamblers Anonymous meetings regularly. She'd gotten a job at a call center. She was slowly, painfully, putting her life back together. "She asks about you," Aunt Linda told me one day over lunch. "Every time I see her, she asks if you'll talk to her." "And what do you tell her?" "That you're not ready. That maybe you'll never be ready. That she needs to respect your boundaries." "Thank you. Do you think you'll ever forgive her?" I'd thought about this question a lot over the past year. In therapy, in the quiet moments at night, in the space between sleeping and waking. "I don't know," I said honestly. "Some days I think maybe, someday. Other days I never want to see her again. I'm trying to just take it day by day." That's all you can do. As for Daniel, I'd seen him once, by accident, at a coffee shop. We'd exchanged awkward hellos, asked generic questions about each other's lives, and parted ways. He looked healthier, happier. He told me he was in therapy too, working through his issues with honesty and fidelity. I was glad for him, in an abstract way. I didn't wish him ill. But I didn't wish him well either. He was just someone I used to know, someone who used to matter, now fading into memory. 18 months after my divorce, a letter arrived at my office. Hand-delivered, my assistant said, by a courier service. No return address, just my name written in familiar handwriting. Jessica's handwriting. I stared at that envelope for 20 minutes before I opened it. Part of me wanted to throw it away unread. But curiosity won out. I needed to know what she had to say after all this time. The letter was 10 pages long, handwritten, both sides of each page. My sister's messy scrawl, smudged in places like she'd been crying while she wrote. Dear Sarah, it began. I've started this letter 100 times and thrown it away 100 times. I don't know if you'll read this. I don't know if you'll care. But I need to write it anyway, even if you never respond. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to blame the gambling addiction, though it was real and it did cloud my judgment. I'm not going to blame my desperation or my jealousy or my anger at how well your life was going while mine fell apart. Those were reasons, but they weren't excuses. The truth is, I made choices. Terrible, unforgivable choices. I chose to seduce your husband. I chose to lie to you, to him, to everyone. I chose to fabricate evidence and manipulate Daniel into believing you were cheating. I chose to steal your money. I chose all of it, and I have to live with those choices for the rest of my life. I've been in therapy for 6 months now. Real therapy, not the half-hearted attempt I made before. And I've learned things about myself that are hard to face. I've been jealous of you since we were kids. Since you got straight A's and I struggled in school. Since you made partner and I got stuck in dead-end jobs. Since you married Daniel, who's a good man, while I married Marcus, who turned out to be a cheater. I let that jealousy poison me. I let it turn into something ugly and destructive. And when I developed the gambling problem, when I lost all my money and couldn't stop myself from losing more, I looked at your life and I thought, why should she have everything while I have nothing? So I decided to take something from you. I told myself I was just going to get some money, that Daniel would help me voluntarily if I played my cards right. But it turned into more. It turned into wanting to hurt you, wanting to prove that your perfect life wasn't so perfect, wanting to show that I could have what you had. I was wrong. I was sick and selfish and cruel. And I destroyed 3 lives in the process. Yours, Daniel's, and my own. I don't expect you to forgive me. I probably wouldn't forgive me if I were you. But I need you to know that I'm sorry. Truly, deeply sorry. Not sorry I got caught, but sorry for what I did. Sorry for the pain I caused. Sorry for betraying the sister who always protected me, always believed in me, always loved me. I'm trying to be better. I've been sober from gambling for 8 months now. I'm working, paying off my debts, rebuilding my life. I volunteer at the shelter where I lived, helping other women who've hit rock bottom. I'm trying to use my experience to help others avoid the mistakes I made. But none of that erases what I did to you. I don't know what else to say except, I'm sorry. I love you. I miss you. And I understand if you never want to see me again. Your sister, if I can still call myself that. Jessica. I read the letter 3 times. Then I put it in my desk drawer and tried to go back to work. But I couldn't focus. Her words kept echoing in my mind. That night, I called my therapist and asked for an emergency session. She wrote me a letter, I told her. An apology letter. How do you feel about that? I don't know. Angry that she thinks a letter can fix what she did. Sad because I can hear in her words that she really is suffering. Confused because part of me wants to respond and part of me wants to burn it. Do you think her apology was genuine? I thought about it. Yes, I think it was. I think she really is sorry. But does that change anything? Does it? No. It doesn't change what she did. It doesn't erase the pain. It doesn't rebuild the trust. That's true. So what do you want to do? I don't know. You don't have to know right now. You can sit with this. You can take your time deciding if and how you want to respond. So that's what I did. I sat with it. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into a month. And slowly, something in me began to shift. 3 months after receiving Jessica's letter, I called Aunt Linda. "I want to see her," I said. "Are you sure?" "No. But I need to. I need to look her in the eye and tell her how I feel. I need closure, one way or another." Aunt Linda arranged the meeting. Neutral ground, a park near the river, on a Saturday afternoon in early spring. She offered to come with me for support, but I said no. This was something I needed to do alone. I arrived early and sat on a bench overlooking the water. The park was busy with families, joggers, people walking dogs. Normal people living normal lives, unaware of the drama playing out on this bench. Jessica arrived exactly on time. She looked different. Thinner. Older. Her hair was shorter, no makeup, clothes that looked worn but clean. She saw me and stopped, like she was afraid to come closer. "Hi," she said quietly. "Sit," I said, gesturing to the other end of the bench. She sat, leaving space between us. Good. I couldn't have handled her sitting too close. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. We just sat there, two sisters who used to share everything, now strangers. "Thank you for meeting me," she finally said. "I wasn't sure you would." "I wasn't sure either." Did you get my letter?" "Yes." "Did you read it?" "Yes." She waited, but I didn't elaborate. Let her sit in the discomfort. Let her feel a fraction of what I'd felt. "Sarah, I meant everything I said. I am so sorry." "I know. Can you ever forgive me?" I turned to look at her fully for the first time. Her eyes were red-rimmed, her hands were shaking. She looked fragile, broken. "I don't know," I said honestly. "Right now, today I can't. Maybe someday I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know." She nodded, tears spilling down her cheeks. "That's fair. That's more than fair. I need you to understand something," I continued. "What you did, it didn't just destroy my marriage. It destroyed my sense of safety in the world. It destroyed my ability to trust people. You were my sister. If you could betray me like that, then anyone could. Everyone could." "I know. No, I don't think you do. I have nightmares. I have panic attacks. I question everything now. Every friendship, every interaction. I wonder if people are lying to me, using me, planning to hurt me. That's what you did. You didn't just sleep with my husband. You broke something fundamental inside me." She was sobbing now, her whole body shaking. "I'm so sorry. God, Sarah, I'm so sorry. And the thing is," I said, my own voice breaking, "I miss you. I miss my sister. I miss having someone who knew me my whole life, who understood our family, who shared our history. I miss that so much it physically hurts. But that person is gone. You killed her when you made those choices." "No," she gasped. "No, I'm still here. I'm still your sister." "Are you?" "Because my sister wouldn't have done what you did. My sister loved me. My sister would have protected me, not destroyed me. I did love you. I do love you." "Love doesn't look like that, Jessica. What you did wasn't love. It was hate masquerading as family." We sat in silence again. A little girl ran past us chasing a balloon, laughing. A couple walked by holding hands. Life going on around us while we sat in the wreckage of ours. "I'm in therapy," Jessica said eventually. "I'm working on myself. I'm trying to understand why I did what I did, trying to become a person who would never do something like that again." "Good. I'm glad. But you're doing that for you, not for me." "I know. But I want you to know anyway. I want you to know I'm trying." "Okay. I know now. Is there anything I can do? Anything at all that would help?" I thought about it. "Yes. One thing. Anything. Stop asking for my forgiveness. Stop sending letters. Stop asking Aunt Linda to intervene. Stop trying to force reconciliation. If I ever get to a place where I can forgive you, it'll be on my timeline, not yours. You don't get to rush me through my healing because it makes you feel better. She nodded, wiping her eyes. Okay, I can do that. I will do that. And stay away from Daniel. Whatever contact you have with him, end it. He's not your friend. He's not your ally. He's part of the damage you caused. I haven't spoken to him in months. I swear. Good. Keep it that way. I stood up. The meeting was over. I'd said what I needed to say. Jessica stood too, looking at me with desperate hope. Will I see you again? I don't know. Maybe. But not for a long time. Okay. Okay, I understand. She took a step toward me like she wanted to hug me, then stopped. I love you, Sarah. I know I have no right to say that, but it's true. I looked at her, at this woman who used to be my sister, and I felt nothing. No love, no hate. Just emptiness. Goodbye, Jessica, I said, and walked away. 2 years after my divorce, I'm sitting in my therapist's office for what will be our last session. I think I'm done, I tell her. I think I've healed as much as I'm going to heal. That's wonderful, Sarah. How do you feel? Different? Lighter? Stronger, maybe? Or maybe just older and wiser? Tell me about that wisdom. What have you learned through all of this? I think about her question. I've learned that people are capable of terrible things. Not just strangers or enemies, but the people closest to you. The people you trust most. That's a hard lesson, but an important one. And I've learned that betrayal doesn't just happen. It's a series of choices, each one building on the last. Daniel didn't wake up one day and decide to cheat. Jessica didn't suddenly become a liar. They made small choices that led to bigger ones, and eventually, they crossed lines they never thought they would. What else? I've learned that forgiveness isn't always necessary for healing. Everyone kept telling me I needed to forgive to move on. But that's not true. I've moved on without forgiving. Maybe I'll forgive them someday. Maybe I won't. Either way, I'm okay. My therapist smiles. That's very mature. I've also learned that I'm stronger than I thought. When this first happened, I thought it would destroy me. I thought I'd never recover, never trust again, never be happy again. But I did recover. I am recovering. And while I'm more cautious now, I'm not broken. And what about Daniel and Jessica? How do you feel about them now? Daniel, I feel mostly indifferent toward. He made his choices. He's living with them. I heard through a mutual friend that he's engaged now. Good for him. I hope he's learned his lesson and treats his new partner better than he treated me. And Jessica? I pause. This is the harder question. Jessica, I feel sad for. She's sober from gambling now, apparently. Working a steady job. Living alone. Attending meetings. Trying to rebuild. But she's alone. She destroyed all her relationships. With me, with most of our family, with her friends. That's the consequence of her actions. And it's a harsh one. Do you think you'll ever have a relationship with her again? I honestly don't know. I saw her at Aunt Linda's funeral last month. My therapist looks up. I didn't know Linda passed. I'm so sorry. Thank you. It was sudden. Heart attack. She was only 68. I feel tears prick my eyes. Aunt Linda had been my rock through all of this. Jessica was at the funeral. We spoke briefly. It was civil. Sad. We both missed Linda terribly. How did that feel? Strange. Like talking to a ghost of someone I used to know. There was love there, underneath everything. I could feel it. But there was also all this pain and mistrust. I don't know if we'll ever get past it. And that's okay. You don't have to have it all figured out. I know. We sit in comfortable silence for a moment. Through the window, I can see the city below, people moving through their lives, each carrying their own stories, their own betrayals, their own healing. So what's next for you? My therapist asks. I'm actually thinking about dating again. Maybe. I met someone at work. He asked me to coffee. I said I'd think about it. That's a big step. It terrifies me. The thought of trusting someone again, of being vulnerable, of risking getting hurt. But I also know I can't live in fear forever. That's not living, that's just surviving. Very true. And I'm writing a book. About my experience. Not a tell-all or a revenge memoir. More of a reflection on betrayal, healing, and survival. I don't know if anyone will want to read it, but I need to write it anyway. I think a lot of people would want to read that. Maybe. We'll see. As I leave the therapist's office for the last time, I feel a sense of completion. Not happiness exactly, but peace. I've walked through hell and come out the other side. I'm not the same person I was before all this happened. I'm more guarded now, more aware of how easily people can hurt you. But I'm also more resilient, more independent, more sure of my own worth. 3 years after my divorce, I'm at a coffee shop working on edits for my book when someone sits down across from me. It's Jessica. Hi, she says quietly. I saw you through the window. I know I said I wouldn't approach you, and I can leave if you want. But I had to say hello. I look at her. She looks healthy now. Clear-eyed, steady, different from the broken woman I met in the park 2 years ago. You can stay, I hear myself say. She looks surprised but relieved. Thank you. I won't take up much of your time. I just wanted to tell you. I read the excerpts from your book. The ones in that magazine article. My book had been published 6 months ago. It had done better than I'd expected. Struck a chord with people who'd experienced similar betrayals. The magazine had run an excerpt last month. And I ask carefully. And you were right. About everything. Reading it, seeing our story from your perspective, I finally understood the full extent of the damage I caused. Not just to your marriage, but to your sense of self, your ability to trust. I never fully grasped that before. Okay. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I know better than that now. But I wanted you to know that I get it. Finally, I really get it. We sit in silence for a moment. Around us, the coffee shop buzzes with life. Students studying, friends catching up, people on first dates. How are you? I finally ask. She looks surprised by the question. I'm okay. Not great, but okay. Still sober. Still working. I volunteer at a crisis center now, helping women in abusive relationships or financial distress. Trying to use my experience to help others. That's good. How are you? Besides the book's success. I'm good. Really good, actually. I'm engaged. Her face lights up with genuine happiness. Sarah, that's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. Thank you. Do I know him? No. He's someone I met through work. His name is Michael. He's a good man. Patient, honest, kind. He knows everything about what happened, and he's been incredibly understanding. That's all I ever wanted for you. To be happy. Is it? The question comes out before I can stop it. Because 2 years ago, you wanted to destroy my happiness. She flinches but doesn't look away. You're right. 2 years ago, I was sick and selfish and I wanted to hurt you. But I'm not that person anymore. Or I'm trying not to be. People don't change that much, Jessica. Maybe not completely. But they can grow. They can learn. They can become better versions of themselves. I study her face, looking for signs of manipulation, of insincerity. But all I see is someone who's genuinely trying. Someone who's done the work. I believe you, I say finally. I believe you're trying. Her eyes fill with tears. That means more than you know. But it doesn't change anything between us. Not yet. Maybe not ever. I know. I understand. She stands to leave, then pauses. Your book, it helped me. I know that sounds strange, since it's about how I hurt you. But reading it, seeing the impact of my actions laid out so clearly, it was like a final wake-up call. So thank you. For writing it. For being brave enough to share your story. You're welcome. Can I ask one more thing? Sure. If someday, years from now, you find that you can have a relationship with me again, will you let me know? I won't wait for it. I won't expect it. But if it happens, I'd like to know. I think about it. Really think about it. Can I imagine a future where Jessica and I are sisters again? Where we have coffee, celebrate holidays together, share our lives? Maybe. In the distant future. After more time, more healing, more growth from both of us. If that day comes, I say carefully, you'll know. She nods, wipes her eyes, and leaves. I watch her go, this woman who was once my best friend and became my worst enemy. I don't know if we'll ever truly reconcile. I don't know if I'll ever fully forgive her. But for the first time, I can imagine a possibility. A small one, fragile and distant, but there nonetheless. And that's something. I turn back to my laptop and my book edits. My life is good now. I have Michael, who treats me with respect and honesty. I have my career, flourishing more than ever. I have Aunt Linda's memory, guiding me still. I have friends who stuck by me through the worst of it. And I have myself. Stronger, wiser, more whole than I was before, despite everything that tried to break me. If you're listening to this story, maybe you've been betrayed too. Maybe someone you trusted destroyed that trust. Maybe you're wondering if you'll ever heal, ever trust again, ever feel whole. I'm here to tell you, you will. Not in the way you expect, not in the timeline you hope for. But you will heal. The betrayal will always be part of your story. It changed you, shaped you, left scars that will never fully disappear. But scars are proof that you survived. Proof that you were wounded but not destroyed. I learned that trust isn't naive. Trusting people doesn't make you stupid or weak. It makes you human. What makes you strong is continuing to trust, carefully and wisely, even after you've been burned. I learned that forgiveness is optional. Despite what everyone tells you, you don't have to forgive to move on. You can acknowledge someone's apology, understand their remorse, even feel compassion for them, without forgiving them. And that's okay. I learned that family isn't always forever. Blood doesn't guarantee loyalty. Sometimes the people who should protect you are the ones who hurt you most. And sometimes, the family you choose is more reliable than the family you're born into. Most importantly, I learned that I'm resilient. That I can survive things I never thought I could survive. That I can build a new life from the rubble of the old one. That I can love again, trust again, hope again. If my sister destroyed my marriage for money, she also inadvertently taught me the most valuable lesson of my life. I am enough, all by myself. I don't need a husband or a sister or anyone else to complete me. I am whole on my own. And so are you. Whatever betrayal you've faced, whatever pain you're carrying, know this. You will survive it. You will grow from it. You will become someone stronger, wiser, and more authentically yourself because of it. The journey is long. The pain is real. But so is the healing. And one day, you'll look back at this moment, at this pain, and you'll realize, it didn't destroy you. It transformed you. That's my story. That's my truth. That's the wisdom I bought with tears and heartbreak and 2 years of therapy. Was it worth the price? I still don't know. But I do know this. I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm still moving forward. And that has to count for something. If this story touched you in any way, I'd really like to hear your thoughts. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted completely? You can share your experience in the comments. Sometimes telling your story helps more than staying silent. And if you want to hear more real-life stories like mine, you're welcome to stay with me by subscribing. Thank you for listening until the end.